I don't think any of us knew that it was going to affect that many people. I traveled all over the world and had people in languages that I couldn't even understand screaming, hey, I'm a redneck too, you know? Hey there, I'm Gretchen Wilson, and this is The High Notes. Today, I'll be talking about the 20th anniversary of Redneck Woman. I don't think any of us really that were involved, whether it was writing or producing or distributing, I don't think any of us had any idea of the impact that it would have. I really feel like that it was just a kind of one of those moments in time where women like me, like my mom, like my aunt, like the women that I grew up around, just kind of felt a little bit underrepresented in country music. We almost got a little bit angry because I feel like that slick and soft women are sort of represented in so many other genres of music that kind of that rough around the edges country girl, really wasn't being represented anywhere, and especially in country where it really, always has been, where we always did find a place. I feel like from that and hearing people say, oh, you realize that you're the one who kind of broke those doors down to allow this and that, and it's, I could have never expected to have been like a front leader in something like that. The artists that I see now, people like Ashley McBryde and Chapel Hart and all these beautiful young women that are out there being just exactly who they are and representing themselves 100%, honestly. If I had anything to do with that, well, that might be the greatest thing I've ever done. So MuzikMafia was a group of musicians and singers and songwriters and poets. We all were running around here in Nashville around the same time, all of us knocking on the Music Row doors and all of us kind of getting, I'm not really sure if you're what we're looking for. We all were a little different. None of us really fit that exact traditional mold, I guess, that Music Row was looking for at that time. And so we decided, since we were getting such friction from everywhere else, that we would just join up together, and we found a little tavern kind of just outside of downtown that had nothing going on upstairs on Tuesday nights, and he allowed us to use that space for our little jam session. And every Tuesday just kept getting bigger and bigger and more talented people coming in. I mean, it was kind of the beginnings of what really still is the Big and Rich concert experience if you go and see it. I tell people all the time to be out on the road with them is like, it's just like a circus on stage, and it really all kind of stems from those original Pub of Love MuzikMafias, because we had no restrictions on what you played, what kind of music it was, what instrument it was, or even if you were playing it, you might have been a sword swallower. We didn't care. As long as you could hold an audience and you did your craft well, you were welcome on that stage. And it just created it was almost like a hippie experience of just love and energy and music and fun. I think it's a time that we all look back on as what really made us and molded us into a family. I gained confidence as a songwriter, being around other songwriters, and quite possibly some that were just songwriters gained some confidence in vocal strength, just from being around me. I think we were like sponging off of each other a lot. Big Kenny always says we were all trees in a forest, and if one started to fall, the others would just push him right back up. And so that's kind of the way we were with each other. It's almost like we've never missed a beat. We're out there doing exactly what we've always done. We're having so much fun together. I mean, I'm on stage with my brothers, my family, and I really hope that it continues for the rest of this season, but I'm really kind of hoping that even if Big and Rich goes back to doing their thing and I start doing some more tour dates on my own, I'd like to just keep that collaboration just every once in a while, just because it's a long show, it's fun, there's so much going on stage. Yeah, there's so many artists. I mean, there's John and Kenny and me and Cowboy Troy and whatever friend we, might just happen to be in the area, and it could be anybody,
You work with
Jessie G.
Jessie G. So she, can you talk about working with her?
I was on the road doing we called it like a bar tour, a tavern tour, but we were purposely playing in smaller venues. You miss that sometimes, you miss the intimacy of being really close to the, and even the small stage and the sweat and the beer and the whole thing. It's, it's like a rodeo. You just want to get in there. And I was outside on the bus and the windows open, and I heard the opening act singing, and I remember saying to somebody, I was like, who is that in there? Because she'd give me a run for my money. I got to go on after, it was one of those things. And so I met her after the show, got to talking to her. She asked me a few questions about Tennessee and what it would be like. And I said, well, here's what you do, and here's my email address. And if you ever get there, give me a call. And she's a deep sea fisherman, actually, and so she worked her tail off and sold a bunch of tuna and emailed me and said, I'm here. So I was like, man, that's what it takes. So I started writing with her, and she started making friends, and when she had written songs that I thought were hit songs, I signed her to my label and produced some music on her. You know, it's been a while since I've attended and done this much at a CMA Fest, and I'm walking around in here and there are young female artists that are looking at me and just going, oh, Queen, or Idol, and I'm looking at I'm like, are they talking to me? I mean, it's a little bit surreal, I have to admit, because it just really does feel like yesterday that I was walking around in here and watching, you know, my heroes walk right by me and go, oh, oh. I guess I never thought that I would be that one. You can't really see that. You can't see that, but I can say that I'm totally humbled and I'm overwhelmed by it, and it's a new shoe that I'm putting on, but I think I can make it fit.
So yeah, what's next? What's coming up? What are you excited about?
I'm releasing a song that I haven't done that in a while. It's a song that I wrote with the same two songwriters that I wrote Homewrecker with. It's like a Homewrecker Part 2, but maybe a little more hyped up. It's a fun song. It's called Little Miss Runner Up. You know, it's about that girl who just never can quite really be good. She's always getting in trouble and just never can come in first place. My daughter, who actually is in film, is going to shoot a video on that, and hopefully we'll have that out within a month or so after the scene. I'm super proud of her. Those are my high notes. Thanks for the CMA for having me. Make sure you like and subscribe for more.
Like this, please.
Hey, 1, 2.
Sounded good.
Here I am.
Sounds good.
Loud.